Hello and welcome to the fourth installment of this Flow Then Slow series. This is the last installment of this playlist for now, but if you did enjoy these videos, feel free to let me know and we can always add more practices like this to this playlist for the future. For this class, we're just going to focus on a nice full body experience. So we'll start with a nice gentle flow, opening and stretching up the entire body. And then towards the end of the class, we'll slow it down with some nice long hold yoga poses. So go ahead and get ready and I'll meet you back here sitting on the mat. Find your most comfortable way to sit, and once you're there, we'll just take a moment or two just to transition from the outside world and whatever you have been doing before this video, so we can come into a nice, calmer, safer space where you can just relax. So you might close your eyes or just focus your gaze on something gently. Relax your shoulders. Loosen up your jaw, soften your eyebrows, notice your body now starting to release, relax and unwind. As your body does this, you can bring some awareness to your breath. Start just by taking a breath in, no requirements of this breath. All you have to do is notice it. Notice it as it flows out of your body. Keep breathing with your only focus being to observe. With time, you might be able to encourage your breath to be a little bit deeper. You're breathing in peace and relaxation. You're letting go of stress and worry. You are now in your safe space, in your little yoga bubble on your yoga mat. So all that matters for the next hour or so is just you, your breath, your body. We'll try our best to keep our awareness only on what is on our yoga mat. And for now, you can just forget about anything else that is not on your yoga mat. With an exhale, you can slowly open up your eyes again. We'll begin our practice with Kapalbhati, a breathing exercise which we have been doing throughout this series at the start of the classes. If you weren't there for those classes, that's okay. I will run quickly through it again just to remind you how this breath works. So you're taking really sharp exhales from your nostrils. And that exhale is coming from you just pulling your belly in quite sharply. We don't use our shoulders or our chest. It looks like this. Once we have done 30 of those sharp exhales, we're breathing in fully, breathing out fully, breathing in halfway, just filling the belly half up, and then holding the breath for about 20 seconds or whatever works for you. When it comes to holding the breath, we have to respect our limitations and just do what works. With time, you will be able to increase your lung capacity and you will find that you're able to hold your breath for longer with a bit more comfort. And just remember that you're not inhaling. Try not to think about it. Your body will naturally inhale during this movement. But if you start to consciously pull your breath in as well, it's going to start to make you feel a little bit dizzy. So just be aware of that. We'll do 3 rounds. I will guide you through them. First, you can find your comfortable way to sit again. Once you're there, take a full breath in, filling up your entire body. A long breath out, emptying your body completely. Half breath in, filling up the belly halfway. And now 30 sharp exhales. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath in. Full breath out. Half breath in. Hold for 20 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, full breath in. Exhale completely. Half breath in. Round 2 of 30 sharp exhales. Exhale, 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 exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath in. Full breath out. Half breath in. Holding for about 22 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath in. Full breath out. Half breath in. Final round. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath in. Full breath out. Half breath in. Hold for 25 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Let it all out. Breathing normally for a moment. Feeling the effects of Kapalbhati on the body. Maybe tuning into that new energy that is now circulating around you and within you. With an exhalation, you can bring yourself back We'll move into tabletop pose. So come on to all fours. Spreading your fingers wide apart, having your shoulders above your wrists and your knees below your hips. Remember, you are a really strong table here, so push yourself away from the ground. Engage the muscle in your arms and your core gently. Find a nice flat back. And then we'll move through some cat and cow. So inhale to tip your tailbone up, drop your belly, move your chest forward and look up. Exhale, tip your tailbone down, round your spine, push away from the mat, tuck your chin to your chest and drop your head. Inhale to come back up. Cow pose. Exhale, round it down again for cat. Let's keep going. This might be the first opportunity for movement that you have had today. So just take your time here and really notice every part of your body as it gets involved here in this movement. You can stay with those traditional cats and cows, or you can start to bring some new movement to your body, maybe making C shapes with your spine, circling your hips, stretching through your neck. We'll just do a little bit of freestyle, a little bit of scribbling here. See what you need in this moment. Take a few more seconds here, and then once you're satisfied, you can make your way back into tabletop pose. From here, step your right foot out beside you to the right and press into the outer edge of that right foot. We're going to repeat cat and cow. So start to point your tailbone up, drop your belly, bring your chest forward and look up. You'll notice there's a little bit of resistance within that right hip, and that's okay. We'll just work through that tension now. Coming back to your cat and inhaling for your cow. And keep going here. You can also start to rock forward and back if that feels good. And then come back to center, engage your core, pulling your belly button slightly in towards your spine, and then inhale to stand up on this knee. Right hand can come to rest on this right leg, and then your left hand makes a big rainbow all the way over towards the right side of your room. Look up at your left thumb and then stretch those fingers away from you. Remember, your chest always shines up towards the sun, so try to find that gentle rotation through your waist so you can keep your chest up. Take a big breath in, and then we'll come back to center. The right knee can come back to your mat, and now your left foot comes out. Repeating that cat and cow, just checking in on your left hip. Also, you can rock back and forward on this side if that feels nice. We'll come back to center, engage your core, inhale to stand up, left hand to left leg, right arm reaches across, open up through the right side of your body. Exhale to come back to center, set your hands up for downward dog now, and then drag your hips up and back. We'll take some time here. You can paddle your feet, say hello to the backs of your legs. You can also wiggle your hips around here. And then we'll find just a moment of stillness in downward dog. So check in on your feet. They're about hip width distance apart. Try to get your heels to the mat, but they won't go there for most people. That's okay. Bend your knees and point your tailbone up to the sky. Release your head towards your mat. Maybe your ears come in line with your arms. Spread your fingers wide apart and push yourself away from your hands. Feeling some openings through the back of your body. Breathe into them. Now let's start to flow a little bit. So use your next inhale to glide forward into a high plank, shoulders directly above the wrists. Exhale, bend your knees, drag your hips up and back for downward dog. Follow your next few breaths with this movement. Inhale to high plank, exhale, down dog. Pause the next time you're in high plank, and however you get there is fine. You can lower yourself down onto the mat, widen your feet apart, inhale to scoop up into extended cobra. Taking your time here, we're not fully warmed up yet, so it doesn't matter how far up you come here. Keep that bend in your elbows. Look straight out ahead, or to go deeper, you can gaze diagonally up. With an exhale, make your way back to child's pose, bringing your big toes together, sitting your hips back towards your heels, keeping your hands reaching out in front, lowering your forehead towards the mat. Press your finger pads into the mat. Use a breath in to pull you back up and come to find extended cobra again. Exhale, child's pose. Let's repeat, inhaling forward. Exhaling backwards. You can pause when you're in child's pose. Take a moment here. And when you're ready, lift yourself up into downward facing dog. Maybe finding that nice still downward dog, checking in on everything from your heels, through your body to your fingers. Lower your left heel towards the mat and reach your right foot up towards the ceiling, finding 3-leg dog. Push away from your hands. And if you want to, you can bend that top knee, bringing your foot over towards the left side of your mat, stacking your right hip over your left so you can open up your side body. Take a big breath in. Look between your hands now and step your right foot there, finding a low lunge. On your next exhale, your left foot can come forward to meet the right, standing forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, bringing your hands to your shins, making a flat back so your back is at a 90-degree angle to your legs. Look at the floor or your yoga mat. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your hands and head again. Let's repeat that movement. Inhaling up, halfway lift. Exhale, drop it down. Now bring your hands up, sweeping them up as you inhale. Palms come together. Find a gentle back bend as you push your hips in front. Exhale to bring your palms back together at your chest. Take a breath here. And now we will find chair pose. So your feet, your big toes rather, come a little bit closer together. Your feet are in a triangle shape. Bend your knees, point your tailbone down, reach your arms up at a 45-degree angle to your body, and then sit back into an invisible chair. Make sure you can see your toes peeking out from underneath your knees. Point that tailbone down again. Engage your core. Relax your shoulders, but keep stretching your fingertips away from you. So your arms are engaged. They're not just flopping here in front. Good work. Maybe you can sink a little bit lower here. Take another big breath in. With your exhale, lower your hands down towards your feet. Make your feet parallel to each other again. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhaling, step your right foot back behind you, landing it on a 45-degree angle. You might know that this means we're setting ourselves up for warrior one. So your front knee comes over your front ankle. Press into the outer edge of this back foot, and that's really going to help to support you keeping your legs strong. Now pull your feet towards each other, trying to pull the front and the back of the yoga mat together. Square your hips towards the short edge of your mat. Inhale to sweep your hands up. Just like in chair pose here, your shoulders are relaxing, but your fingers are still trying to grip the clouds. So they're still working, your arms are still energized, but they're not creating any tension in your shoulders. Holding here for a few breaths. Maybe feeling this opening through your back hip flexor. Keep pulling that energy up through your feet, through your waist, into your heart, and then out through your fingertips. Good job. With an exhale now, you can bring your hands down either side of your front foot and step back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, your right knee will come towards your nose. As always, there is a huge cash prize if you can touch your knee to your nose. On an exhale, step that right foot forward in between your hands. Shift your back foot, so now it's on a 45-degree angle. Front knee over front ankle. Inhale up into warrior one. Go through all those little checkpoints yourself, starting at your feet, working up to your fingernails. Exhale, plant both your hands either side of your foot. Step your back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Rest here for a moment, letting everything hang, everything flop. Now set yourself up again for chair pose. Big toes coming a little closer together. Knees bending, tailbone pointing down. Arms reaching up, energizing away from you. Check that you can see your toes. Maybe you can sink a little bit deeper. This is our second and final chair pose. So give it everything you've got. Remember, you are always stronger than you think you are. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Left foot back behind you, 45-degree angle. Inhale, sweep up into warrior one. Relax your shoulders. Even though you're working really hard in this pose, you're still resting, you're still quite calm. Still very still. Soaking up all that warrior energy that you have inside of you. Exhale, release your hands down, step back to downward dog. Now you can double your winnings if you can touch your left knee to your nose. Look between your hands, inhale, and step your left foot there. Set your back foot up for warrior one. Inhale to reach up. This is the last warrior pose that we'll do for this class. So really give it everything you've got. Embrace it, even if there's something you don't like about it, or if you don't like it at all. Just try to see what you do like about this moment and about this pose. Exhale, release your hands down, step your back foot to the front. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Drop everything here, let it all just flop. Be heavy, be rested. When you're ready, you can start to sweep your hands all the way up and back, palms coming together. And then rest your palms at your chest, standing in mountain pose for a moment. Seeing what new energy you have brought to your body this time. Finding your breath and observing how it's different, perhaps. With an exhale, you can lower your hands back down to your sides, roll your shoulders back and down, stand a little bit taller if it's available to you. Press your feet into the earth and take a big breath in. Open your eyes as you breathe out. Now from here, we'll take it back down onto the mat, coming into Savasana pose. We'll take a moment or two here just to come back down, to slow down, let everything settle. Starting to bring yourself back now. You might take a full body stretch here, reaching your hands past your head, stepping your feet back together. Stretch every single muscle, keep scanning and making sure no stone is left unturned here. Everyone is getting involved. Keep breathing, keep stretching. With an exhale, you can let it all go. Take a bend into your knees and reach your fingertips down towards your heels. We'll come into bridge pose here. First, press your lower back into your mat and try to keep that new position within your hips. They've kind of tilted forward. Then lift your hips up towards the sky. Try to touch your chest to your chin without moving your head. And use each inhale to get a big Buddha belly here, making it as big as you can. We'll be here for about 30 seconds. Your hands can stay as they are, or you can interlock your fingers and walk your shoulder blades towards each other. When you're ready, remove your hands from underneath you and just return one vertebrae at a time back down onto your mat. When your hips land, you can bring your knees up into your chest, wrapping your arms around your legs. Don't cross your ankles here. I know it's a natural reaction to do that, but just keep your feet beside each other, and that will help you to get more of an even opening into your hips. And this is air releasing pose, so it is very good for those internal organs, especially your digestive organs. If you want to go a bit deeper into the pose and stretch out your spine as well, you can bring your nose up towards your knees. If your neck and head become too heavy, of course, you can rest them back down. We'll just stay here. Taking your last breath in, filling up your belly, squishing it against your thighs. As you exhale, you might be able to squish a little bit more. And then you can release your legs, sending them back out long. Keep your feet together and point your toes up towards the ceiling. We'll come into fish pose now, so the palms are facing down. Bring your hands in underneath your hips. Inhale to pick your head up and look at your feet. Make sure they're still flexed. Then prop yourself up onto your elbows and walk your elbows as close to each other as you can get them. Take another breath in to open up your chest. Slide back slightly. And then bring the crown of your head towards your mat, maybe resting it onto the mat. If not here, you can place a cushion here under your head. We'll only be here for 30 seconds, so take advantage of the fact that your lungs are opening. Allow even more breath into your body. When you exhale, you're getting rid of stale air. We'll reverse slowly out of the pose. So first take a breath in. Pick your head up gently so you can look at your feet again, and then remove one hand at a time from underneath. Peel your spine back down onto the mat. You can come into Savasana pose here, spreading your feet and your hands. And allow your body to soak up all the poses that we've done so far. Now you can bring a little bit of movement back to your body. And then in your own time, you can peel yourself back up into a seat on your mat. Keeping your legs out long here. We're going to practice eagle arms with cow face legs. So cow face legs also sometimes we refer to as shoelace pose, so something that you might be familiar with. You can start by bringing your right foot over towards the outside of your left hip. Remember, you can always sit on a cushion or yoga block. Elevating the hips helps them to open up a little bit more. This would be half shoelace pose. You're welcome to stay here. But if you do want to go deeper, you can bend this left leg as well. Now our left foot is over beside our right hip. And wherever you are, wiggle around, adjust until you can feel your seat bones pressing into your mat. Once you're there, we'll just pause. Sometimes I like to bring my hands to my feet and just massage the soles of the feet. Now we will incorporate eagle arms. So start by reaching your right arm out in front of you, push it away, and then swing the left arm in underneath. First option is to come and hold opposite shoulders. Second option is to take a twist into your arms so your palms face each other. Either version is fine. Then wherever you are, you might start to gently lift your elbows up, tuck your chin towards your chest. We'll pause here for 2 minutes. If you have come into a version of the pose that is too deep for you, it's okay to just go back to another version. Nobody will think you're a bad person for doing that. If your mind has wandered off, if it has left your yoga mat, that's okay. This is kind of the first opportunity where we might leave the gate open and the mind might leave. So let's bring it back now. Close the gate again. Find your breath or find some sensation for your mind to focus on. If this pose is uncomfortable or if the silence and stillness is challenging for you, just as we did earlier, try to find something that you like about this moment and just stay there with that. You can start to gently unravel your arms now. Take some time, do whatever you need to do to release your shoulders. You might interlock your fingers, pressing your palms away from you, rounding your spine, dropping your head. And we'll take ourselves into a little twist here, so you can bring your right hand in behind you. Left arm can come hooked to this top knee. Inhale to lengthen up your spine and exhale to slowly rotate your torso towards the right, maybe eventually looking back behind you. Now you can start to come back to center, unraveling your legs. We'll release with some windshield wipers, so you can lean back on your hands even to open up your shoulders as well, bringing them way back behind you. Then exhale to drop the knees down. Inhale, pick them up. Exhale, other side. When you're ready, you can set yourself up for the opposite side. So now your left foot is coming over to your right hip. Your right foot may or may not come over towards the left side. Find your seat bones pressing down into whatever you're sitting on. And then take a moment here just with your spine tall. We always have to check in and see what works for the other side, because as you might know, the two sides of the body are very different. We can't always just assume we can go back to the same thing that we did on the previous side. If you're happy with where you are, you can set up your eagle arms, reaching your left arm out in front, pushing it away and bringing the right arm underneath. Find your shoulders or find your twist. Gently lift your elbows, tuck your chin to your chest. Find your breath. Find all these little sensations that are appearing now, lighting up around your body. Find which sensation you favor the most. Take about 3 more deep breaths in here. Let your breath touch every part of your body. Now you can start to unravel your arms, opening up your shoulders again, maybe doing this interlocked finger thing. And then we'll find our twist. Left hand comes behind, right arm comes to this top leg. Inhale to grow tall, exhale to slowly turn, eventually looking back behind you. Make your way back to center now. You can unravel. We will do those windshield wipers again. Once you're satisfied, you can bring your legs long in front of you. We're coming into a seated forward fold now. So your legs are parallel to each other, feet are nice and straight, not falling in or flopping out. Then inhale to lengthen your spine, reach your hands up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, dropping your hands down either side of your legs, and then releasing your nose towards your knees. Now it will take time to get into this pose, but we have lots of time. We'll be here for 2 minutes. So you don't have to use force to get down. Eventually your body will open up. Your breath will be more successful in getting you into this pose. So you'll notice that each time you breathe in, you're naturally lifted out of the pose a bit because your lungs are full of breath. But then when you exhale completely and empty your lungs, you're able to sink a little bit deeper, even walking your hands further away from you. We'll take about 3 more breaths here in this pose. And an inhale can start to move the floor away from you. When you're up, bring your shoulders up towards your ears and drop your hands back behind you with your fingers facing forward. You can take a bend into your knees to make this a little bit easier. If you want to challenge yourself, keep your legs straight. We're lifting our hips up for inclined plane, gently dropping the head back, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips can come back to the mat, and from here you can come down to lie on your back. Slowly bringing one vertebrae at a time. Taking a brief Savasana, letting our body absorb all those poses that we've done. Checking in on that energy that's happening around your body now. What is new? What has changed? Now we'll end this practice with a supine twist. So your right foot is coming up onto your left thigh, left hand holds the knee, right arm reaches up. Stack your hips on top of each other now, bringing your knee over towards the left. Release your right arm back down to the right at a 90-degree angle to your body. Both shoulders stay on the mat. You can look up or you can look over at your right hand. We'll be here for 60 seconds, so really savor and be present for every breath in this pose. When you're ready, you can start to come back to center, taking a moment just to rest on your back in between, feeling the difference within the two sides of your body. Now we'll go to the other side, bringing your left foot onto your right thigh, right hand coming up, left arm, right hand onto your knee, left arm to the sky. Stack your hips, knee over to the right, left arm back down to the left. Both shoulders on the mat, looking up or looking left. Whenever you're ready, you can start to make your way back to center. Do whatever you need to do here to release the pose. You might do some windshield wipers, or you can bring your knees back towards your chest. You might also have some other stretches you're craving or little fidgets you need to get rid of. So feel free to do that now. Once you're satisfied that you are ready for rest and relaxation, you can set yourself up for the final Savasana pose. So as always, putting on a blanket or some more clothes if you need to. Make sure you're not going to get cold. And spreading your feet and hands as wide apart as they need to be. Palms will face up. Alternatively here, if your lower back is a little bit strained, you can take a bend into your knees. Keep your feet wide apart and let your knees rest against each other. Remember again that you're in the safety of your yoga mat. There's only you here and your body and your breath. Nothing else is able to invade this time or this space. Give permission to your physical body to relax. Scanning from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, releasing all of your muscles. Give permission to your mind to relax, keeping the gate closed and knowing that whatever thoughts are trying to come in will be there later when you're able to handle them or able to deal with them. Give permission to your breath to relax, to just be however it needs to be. We'll take the last few minutes of the class to allow the body, mind, and breath to completely relax. And I will let you know when it's time to come back. It's time now to bring yourself back. Making tiny movements, however you feel necessary. When you're ready, come to lie on the right side of your body. Resting however you land, taking a breath or two, thanking yourself for showing up and for doing this practice. Thank your body for being able to get you here and for everything that it has done for you. Trying to keep your awareness inward, you can gently make your way back into a seat. We'll end this practice as we started it, just taking a few quiet breaths. Breathing in peace, relaxation, breathing out stress and worry. We've created this protective yoga bubble on the yoga mat, but it is possible to bring it with you as you go through the rest of your day. It's much more challenging, of course, but remember, you can always come back to your breath whenever you need to. When you're ready, you can start to open up your eyes again. So thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know. And if you'd like to practice more routines like this, I can always add more videos like these to this playlist so you can come back and do more in the future. If you have any feedback, if there's anything that you don't love about these classes, please let me know. I'm always trying to improve these videos to make them better for you. So with that being said, thank you again for joining me. Questions, comments, feedback are welcome. I'll see you next week with a new series. But until then, take care and goodbye.